I'm Linda Schmidt, and I'm one of the docents at the Alfred Caldwell Lily Pool. Welcome to the Lily Pool. We had a lot of rain this spring, and it's been nice and warm, and so many things are in bloom. You'll really enjoy it. So we're going to show you a few things as we walk around the Lily Pool today. And if you look at this and come visit, maybe you'll recognize them and know what they are. So we have a lot of mints here in the Lily Pool, and one of the signs of a mint plant is it has square stems. There are about 3,600 different types of mints, and one of the ways that you can always tell a mint is it has a square stem, and this one is quite square. And this one is a Germander. It's a nice pink color. It's got a fairly complex bloom structure and this pretty big lip on the bottom. So it's a good thing for, I think they call them long-tongued bees. Did you know there was such a thing as a long-tongued bee? So that's one of the pollinators for this type of a Germander. And it's a pretty pink color. But like all mints, I would warn you about putting it in your garden because mints have a tendency to travel and spread out. So unless you have a really big space like this, you might want to watch the mints. Oh, this is Monarda Bee Bomb or bergamot. And Monarda is also in the mint family. And Monarda is one of the mints that they used to make healing tea out of. And it is also the natural form of thymol, which is used in mouthwash. It's in the sap of Monarda plants. So they're wonderful plants to have. They were very useful to Native Americans. And as you can see, the butterflies and the moths and bees love Monarda. A lot of good nectar. And they're really pretty plants. And for a mint plant, this is a nice one to grow in your garden. They don't have a tendency to run like some of the others. And they have a really pretty flower. Long bloom time. Quite attractive. So here up looking into the background of the oaks leading up to the council ring here in the Lily Pool, we see a really nice stand of Monarda, and we've got a monarch coming in to visit one. So it's so beautiful. And you can see how delicate the little flowers are, and just really a nice picture in your garden. These are false sunflowers. Helianthus heliopsis, I think, is the correct name. And anything in the helios is generally yellow and a sunflower because that's the name of the sun, Helios. These are very nice. They get to be quite tall. This little grouping isn't as tall as they often get, but because they can often get to be 5 or 6 feet tall. But they have a nice form of blooming and branching, and they're really a very pretty plant for your garden growing up. Right here, sort of in the middle of them, this is a Downy Sunflower, and it hasn't come into bloom yet, but it's quite different than these false sunflowers. These are very gritty when you touch the leaf, almost like sandpaper. Downy Sunflowers is like velvet when you touch the leaf. And the other thing is, this is a leafing pattern that's known as sessile. The leaves are directly attached to the stem, sessile leaves. Here, this is not a sessile leaf, this is an opposite leaf. This is sessile, and they kind of whirl around the stem, these little sessile leaves. These are yellow. When they first open up, I think they have a brown center, and then it turns to be a yellow center. But it's a really pretty plant. This is hard to take hold in your garden. These are a little bit easier. These are a little bit more touchy. So this is a nice example of a brown-eyed Susan, Redbeckia Herta. And Redbeckia Herta were named by Linnaeus, and he had a friend named Redbeck, and Herta means hairy. So we see a very hairy stem on these Redbeckias, and they're much loved in the garden because they have a wonderful whirl of bright yellow orange petals around this really pretty cone in the middle. Yeah, pretty. Thank you for coming along with us this afternoon. We really enjoyed it. The lily pool is a special place for the city of Chicago. Alfred Caldwell designed it to be a retreat for the citizens of the city, and it's one of the true free treasures that we have here in the city of Chicago. So thank you very much.